Okay, here's how I set up an interview in OBS Streamlabs. So first, you want to go to where you have all your different scenes and everything, the theme that you currently have selected and everything. And right next to the name of your theme, there's a circle icon with a plus or cross or whatever you want to call it in it. You want to click on that, add a new scene. Click it, and then you name your scene. We will call this interview tutorial because I already have one set up, but this is to show you how to do it. And done. Okay, so now we have a brand new scene with nothing in it. So obviously we need to add some sources. So you go over to sources, which is just to the right of where the scene selection is, and right next to the word sources in the center of the screen, kind of near the bottom, you click add a new source. Same thing, circle with a plus or cross or whatever in it, and then you get this little thing pop up. So then the simplest way to do this is we add screen capture and a video capture. So we'll do video capture, add. You see yourself. You can also do a capture card if you wish. Add scene. Okay, then we do that again, and we go to screen capture, add scene. This is a lot easier, by the way, if you have dual monitors, which I do have, but for the sake of this video, I'm showing you how to do it with one monitor setup, since that's what a lot of people have. Not everyone has dual monitors. Plus, the person I'm showing this to, I don't know if she has one or not. Okay, so now you see we've got a full scene like this. We can, it doesn't really matter which one's on top, but you can drag that up. So now, yeah, we've got your camera and you've got your screen cap. So, obviously, if you're doing an interview, you probably want, if you want a split screen interview, you will want to make this one smaller and the other one bigger. But if you notice, if we just slide it over to do half and half, it also affects the height. So, I mean, you could do like one of these deals where you've got half and half, but then they're just in the corners, and then you've got black space, or you can fill it with a background if you want. But probably if you're doing a half and half interview, what you want to do is full screen this, right? Make it full screen, and then you grab it and slide it over till it clicks on to the halfway point. Do the same thing with the other one. Make it full screen, and then slide it over till it clicks on to the halfway point, like that. And then, because you have all this extra, let me show you. See, you have all that extra. Well, actually, hang on. Go back to here. Interview tutorial. Obviously, this is a terrible camera angle. So, once you slide it, you want to adjust your camera angle so that now you're in frame. If you go back and look at this, you've got all this extra space. All this extra space here. But for the interview, because half your screen is missing, you want to make it so that you're on the whatever third of the screen that is showing. So if you're on the left-hand side, you're going to want to be all the way to the right of the frame, and vice versa. If you're on the right-hand side, all the way to the left of the frame, like this. Then you have the person you're doing the interview with frame up the same so that they're centered. Then we go to Discord. And this part is tricky to show you because, yeah, I don't have anyone lined up to do an interview. I've done like a million takes of this just trying to capture the screen. So they would have been waiting for several hours by this point anyway. So I don't have anyone for an interview. So I have to kind of verbally explain some of this. But one thing I can show you is where it says streamer mode is enabled, stay safe, friend, you want to, in the purple banner up top, you want to disable that, and then that just makes it normal. The reason you do that is because the streamer mode makes it so that notification sounds and basically anything from Discord won't interfere with your stream or recording if you're using Streamlabs. So once you log into Streamlabs, usually, if you have Discord open, it will automatically enable streamer mode. And for the sake of this, if you want to be able to hear and see the person, you have to disable streamer mode. Otherwise, it won't work. So you disable that. Before you go live or hit record or whatever, obviously you want to get this all set up. So then you would phone the person via, you know, your video interview. And then you, when they pick up and you're both talking, there's a thing on the screen. You're going to have to take my word for it because, again, I don't have a way of showing you this. But you can click the pop-out screen, and then that makes it easier. So then you have this screen, like what we're looking at, as one window, but then the interview itself is a separate window, so you can go back and forth and control it easier. So then you go into the interview, and you make it full screen, and you get rid of things like the other users, you get rid of things like your own headshot or whatever, because all you want is a full screen of the person you're interviewing. So once you make sure that they're full screen, you go back into end everything, you go back into Streamlabs. If it's full screen, the best way to do it if you're using Windows is Alt and Tab to switch to a different program. So then when you come back here, you should see, instead of OBS Streamlabs, if you're doing a screen capture, you should see their interview. Again, with dual monitors, you can make it so that one screen is just that, and it makes it a lot easier here. But yeah, because I'm doing this single monitor, I have my other monitor turned off for the sake of this, so I could show you. Yeah, if you see this, one other thing you can do, you can have it set up so that you do a specific window. So now see, this is back to Discord. If I had a chat window open, that would be one thing you can do. So you go to screen capture, you hit the little gear icon, they set it, open the source properties, and then this comes up, and then in the capture window you pick the one you want. I don't know what that is, but anyway, yeah. So you pick the one you want, so that way it's not going to show, you know, this. So once you've got this all set up, you can go to record or go live, and it will start. One suggestion if you're going live is you get the interview all set up and everything. I would then hit record. If you have time, record it for a second, get them to say like, hello, my name is whatever, and then you say a thing or whatever, and then you end the recording, and then watch the recording just to make sure that it's working properly, because that way whatever you see in your live stream will show up the same in a recording. So then once you're confident everything's set up or whatever, then you can hit go live, and everything's normal. Now, if you just want to do like a straightforward like radio style, like phone-in interview, it's even easier. So you go into Discord, you call them, instead of them setting up a camera or whatever, you just have the audio. And then on the right here, you have your desktop audio as one of the things. You want to make sure that streamer mode is off, because otherwise it will mute your call, which you don't want. I mean, you'll be able to hear it, but on the stream and on your recordings or whatever, it won't record it onto OBS. So basically, you would have a stream where you'd be talking and you'd be reacting to whatever they're saying, but your audience would only hear your part of it, which is bad. So you you make sure that streamer mode is off on Discord again, and you make sure that their levels, like see how as I'm talking my microphone levels are peaking and stuff, so you want your levels for desktop to be bouncing along too. You want it to preferably be in the yellow. You can adjust that by controlling the volume or whatever. When you start, say you want to do a fancy intro or something, like you want to start with this, and then you want to be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Blah blah blah. I'm doing my intro or whatever." You'll probably want to mute. See how I just clicked on the little speaker there? It's got a line through it. You want to mute desktop so that you don't hear them coughing or laughing or rustling papers or whatever while you're waiting. But when you do that, you want to make sure that when you're ready for them to talk, you unmute it. And when they talk, you want to make sure that you see the little levels bouncing and that it's picking up the audio. You can also turn the audio all the way down so it's slow, but then you want to turn it back up again. I've done it where I've had music or whatever play, and sometimes I forget to unmute it or whatever. So you just want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, once you say hello or whatever, they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" in their thing, you just want to glance over at the mixer, make sure it's working. If not, you want to make sure it's not muted. You want to make sure it's turned up. You want to make sure streamer mode is turned off, and then just say, "Hey, sorry, they weren't hearing you over on my stream. I just fixed that. Can you repeat what you said?" And then, and then you should see the little levels bouncing and everything, and it should be fine. But that's the easiest way to do it. You just basically have desktop audio turned on, and you have streamer mode turned off, and then you can do a radio interview. But if you're doing a video interview, set up your interview thing. As you can see, since I've moved now, it's the framing's all off. But yeah, that's why you set that up. And if you're doing one monitor, you probably want to have it so that the source properties are specifically picking up your chat. Dual monitors, you can also have it set up so that one monitor is like full screen or whatever, and then the other, whatever shows up on the other monitor shows up. And then you just always have OBS Streamlabs open, so you don't have to go back and forth or whatever. But yeah, that's how you set that up. It's pretty easy. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm Canadace, your BFF from Canada, saying, you kids have fun now. Alright, bye.